Gentlemen, listen up. Respect isn't given. It's earned. And not with your words, but with your boundaries. Every time you let someone cross the line, you teach them exactly how to treat you next time. Every time you let something slide, you're saying, I'm okay with being disrespected. You want men to respect you more, then draw the damn line and hold it. Like your life depends on it. Because it does. The first boundary is non-negotiable. You never tolerate disrespect. I don't care if it's a stranger, your best friend, or your boss. The moment someone talks down to you, tries to shame you, or treats you like less, it's handled firmly, immediately. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. Silence isn't noble. It's weakness dressed as politeness. Speak up. Set the tone. The man who lets disrespect slide today is the same man who gets ignored tomorrow. Second, guard your time like it's your last breath. Because guess what? It is. Don't waste hours on people who drain your energy or distract you from your goals. You're not on this planet to be everyone's babysitter. You're here to dominate your lane. Make your time expensive. Because when time is cheap, so are you. Demand accountability from everyone around you, but more importantly, from yourself. Excuses are the currency of losers. You don't rise by accepting mediocrity. You rise by demanding excellence, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable. Stop tolerating flaky behavior, broken promises, weak commitments. Call it out. Raise the bar. People will either step up or they'll step out. Either way, you win. Fourth, learn the power of a no. Say it often, and say it without explanation. You don't owe anyone an excuse for prioritizing your mission. Every time you say yes out of guilt, you betray yourself. Every time you say yes out of fear, you lower your value. Start saying no like your future depends on it. Because it does. A no is not rejection, it's protection. It protects your vision, your focus, and your standards. And last, control who has emotional access to you. Not everyone deserves to know how you feel. Not everyone gets to hear your doubts, your fears, your pain. Emotional discipline is not coldness, it's strength. Keep your inner world fortified. When you move with calm power, men don't just respect you, they revere you. You become untouchable, unshakable. So here's the bottom line. The more boundaries you build, the more respect you command. Weak men crave approval. Strong men command respect. And they do it by drawing the line and never blinking. Raise your standard, set the boundary, and watch the world change around you. Now get out there and show them what a real man looks like. Let's get something straight right now. The moment you tolerate disrespect, you lose. You lose control. You lose leverage. And worst of all, you lose self-respect. Every man who walks with power, who commands presence the moment he steps into a room, has one thing in common. He does not tolerate disrespect, ever. Not once, not even a little. Disrespect doesn't always come loud. Sometimes it's subtle. A snide remark, a dismissive glance, an interruption mid-sentence, a sarcastic tone that tries to put you in your place. These aren't random accidents, they're tests. And if you fail to check that behavior, you're telling the world, this is acceptable. Do it again. And trust me, they will do it again. Men respect boundaries they can't cross, and they mock the ones they can. That's not negativity. That's psychology. That's human nature. You think the high-level operators, the killers in the room, sit back and let people walk all over them? Hell no. They set the tone. They make damn sure everyone knows exactly where the line is and what happens when it gets crossed. So let me ask you, when someone disrespects you, how do you respond? Do you brush it off and stay silent to keep the peace? Do you smile and laugh it off to avoid being a confrontational? That's not keeping the peace. That's selling your soul for comfort. That's weakness disguised as diplomacy. And the moment you do it, you've trained them. This man doesn't stand up for himself. It's not about being aggressive. It's about being firm, assertive, controlled. When someone disrespects you, you check it immediately. Not with rage, not with whining, but with certainty. You look them in the eye and you say, don't speak to me like that. Simple, direct. That's how respect is earned. Not with fists, not with threats, but with unshakable conviction. You've got to believe that your dignity is more important than anyone's approval. That your self-worth is not up for debate. You don't beg for respect. You don't hope for it. You command it by what you allow and by what you refuse to tolerate. Disrespect can come from anywhere. family, friends, coworkers, partners. But the source doesn't change the rule. The moment someone crosses the line, you make it clear that line exists for a reason. You don't justify it. You don't explain it. You enforce it. And here's the kicker. When you start standing up for yourself, some people won't like it. Good. That's the price of respect. That's the filter. The ones who walk away were never on your team anyway. The ones who stay, they'll respect you more than ever before. Your life changes the moment you decide to stop negotiating with disrespect. The energy you reclaim, the confidence you build, the clarity you gain, it's unmatched. You stop playing defense and start playing offense. You stop reacting and start leading. Men aren't respected for how much they tolerate. They're respected for what they refuse to. So raise your standard. Don't flinch. Don't fold. The world will test you. But if you stand tall and show your spine, it'll have no choice but to adjust. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be respected. Never tolerate disrespect. Not from anyone. Not for a second. Draw the line and let the world feel it. Time is the one resource you can never get back. You can make more money. You can make more connections, but you can't make more time. Every second you waste, you're losing the one thing that has the potential to define your future. And yet, the vast majority of people treat time like it's infinite. Like they have all the time in the world to be a busy, to play small, to go through the motions. But not you. Not the man who wants to live a life of impact, success, and relentless power. You need to guard your time like a hawk guards its prey. You need to act as though each minute is worth more than gold, because in fact it is. The difference between men who succeed and men who remain stuck is not their intelligence, their skills, or their connections. The difference is how they use their time. Those who succeed use their time as if it is their most precious commodity. And those who fail let it slip away in meetings, idle conversations, distractions, and endless chit-chat. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Every meeting you attend, every phone call you take, every task you agree to do, it all comes at a cost. And that cost isn't always measured in dollars. It's measured in what you're sacrificing from your true mission, your purpose, your goals. Here's the reality. You cannot be available to everyone. And if you're letting people take chunks out of your day without adding value to your life, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're treating your time like it's worth nothing. And that's how the weak-minded live. The strong-minded, the high achievers, the relentless ones, they don't let people waste their time. I'm not saying you need to become a robot who rejects human connection. I'm not saying you need to shut everyone out. But I am saying you need to be intentional. You need to prioritize your time like you're running a Fortune 500 company. Because in the grand scheme of things, you are the CEO of your life. And if you want to scale, you can't afford to be a passive participant. Ask yourself, who are you spending your time with? Are these people pushing you forward? Are they sharpening your focus? Or are they draining you with their negativity, their distractions, their lack of ambition? If you're constantly in meetings, constantly responding to messages, constantly jumping from one fire to the next, you're never going to rise above mediocrity. Protect your time fiercely. Guard it like you would $1 million investment. If someone isn't adding value, if someone isn't helping you grow, if someone isn't making you better, cut them loose. That doesn't mean you have to be rude or cold. It means you need to become protective of what you're building. You cannot afford to give away your time to people who aren't helping you elevate. The first step in guarding your time is learning to say no, and not apologetically, without guilt. When you say a no to a distraction, a time waster, an unnecessary obligation, you are saying yes to your future, to your dreams, to your goals. You're saying, I value my time too much to give it away without purpose. The strongest people I know are the ones who know how to say a no without blinking. They are the ones who are unapologetically focused. They don't let anyone drag them into pointless conversations or activities that won't move the needle forward. You also need to say no to yourself. You need to be disciplined enough to eliminate self-sabotage, procrastination, and distractions that come from within. You need to stop wasting time on things that feel good in the moment, but do nothing for your future. Whether it's endless scrolling through social media, binge watching television, or checking email for the 20th time today, if it's not contributing to your goals, it's a waste. And the man who wastes time will never become the man he wants to be. The power comes from being so laser focused on your mission that nothing can break your concentration. It comes from being ruthless in protecting your schedule, ruthless in saying a no to distractions, and relentless in aligning everything you do with your highest priorities. Remember, time waits for no one. The clock is ticking, and you're either using that time to build something meaningful or letting it slip away with mediocrity. Those who rise to the top understand the value of every minute. They understand that each second is a building block to their legacy. They understand that time is everything. If you're serious about respect, success, and achievement, you need to stop being available for everyone and everything. Your time is your most precious resource. Guard it relentlessly. Only then will you have the power, the freedom, and the success that comes from controlling the one thing you truly can: your time. Become a man who protects his time with ruthless efficiency. Your future self will thank you. Accountability is the secret weapon of the successful. It's what separates those who talk about their goals from those who actually achieve them. It's what separates the men who lead from the ones who follow. And make no mistake about it, accountability is not optional. It is the foundation of everything you will ever accomplish in your life. When you demand accountability from others and from yourself, you are taking control. You are no longer a passive observer of life. You become an active participant. You are the man who refuses to accept mediocrity, excuses, or half-assed efforts from anyone, especially yourself. You stop tolerating excuses and start expecting results. The truth is, if you are not holding people accountable, you're allowing them to waste your time, your energy, and your potential. Now, don't get me wrong. Accountability isn't about being a dictator. It's about raising standards, not just for the people around you, but also for yourself. It's about creating a culture of performance, discipline, and relentless pursuit of excellence. You cannot expect the people you lead, the people you work with, or the people you associate with to give their best if you aren't demanding that from yourself first. The first step in demanding accountability is simple, yet not easy. You have to hold yourself accountable. You need to stop making excuses. Stop allowing yourself to procrastinate. Stop letting fear, doubt, or laziness keep you from executing. When you demand accountability from others but can't hold yourself accountable, you are nothing but a hypocrite. Here's the harsh reality. That too many people think accountability is about pointing fingers and blaming others. But real accountability starts with you. It starts by acknowledging that you are the creator of your own success or failure. If you've fallen short of your goals, if you're not where you want to be, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what did I do or fail to do to make that happen? Stop looking for external reasons why you're not where you want to be. It's easy to blame the economy, the market, your upbringing, or your circumstances, but that's the language of the weak. Strong men don't make excuses. They take responsibility. They look in the mirror and say, this is on me. And when you do that, everything shifts. Your mentality, your actions, your decisions, they all become aligned with your mission. And the moment you take full responsibility, you unlock the potential to change everything. But it's not just about self-accountability. If you want to elevate your life, you have to start demanding accountability from the people around you. This goes for your team, your colleagues, your friends, and yes, even your family. Mediocrity can't be tolerated no matter who it comes from. If someone isn't pulling their weight, if they're not living up to their word, you call it out. You do it not out of judgment, but out of a commitment to excellence. Too many people are too passive. They avoid confrontation because they don't want to deal with the discomfort. Now, but you've got to understand something. Comfort kills success. Accountability is uncomfortable, especially when you have to hold others to a higher standard. But that discomfort is the price of greatness. If you want to surround yourself with high performers, you've got to be willing to set the bar and enforce it. You've got to be the one who says, if you're going to be in my world, you will act with integrity. You will show up. You will deliver. When you demand accountability from others, you raise the standard for everyone involved. You're not just leading. You're creating a culture of excellence. You're making it clear that excuses aren't accepted. When you hold people accountable, they start holding themselves accountable. And that's when the magic happens. People start to level up. They start showing up with their best. because they know there are no shortcuts. They know you won't tolerate mediocrity, but there's another crucial piece here. Accountability is not about perfection. It's about continuous improvement. You're not looking for flawless execution. You're looking for effort, honesty, and growth. When someone falls short, you don't break them down. You help them find a way to get better. You hold them accountable to the process, to the goals, and to the standards they agreed to. It's not about being harsh, it's about being clear. Clarity is the key to accountability. Now let me hit you with the truth. If you're not holding yourself and others accountable, you're settling for mediocrity. And mediocrity is the silent killer of success. And you earn it by setting boundaries that force people to recognize your value, by holding yourself to a level of accountability that's non-negotiable, and by being uncompromising in the standards you set for your life. You have the power to design your own destiny. The world will try to pull you down. It'll try to distract you. It will throw obstacles in your path. But none of that matters as long as you stand firm in your commitment to yourself. If you live by these principles, if you protect your time, demand accountability, say no without hesitation, and hold yourself to unbreakable standards, there is nothing and no one that can stop you. This is how you become a man who commands respect. This is how you shape your future. Now go out there and live with purpose, live with passion, and live with the kind of conviction that leaves a legacy. The world is waiting for you to rise. The time is now. Let's make it happen.